Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
It was my understanding, I think through word of mouth, I have to admit I'm not sure where I got this impression, is that you cannot ask any demographic questions of your proposed renter. So not age, race,
Why wouldn't you be able to ask the age? I don't want to rent to a 14-year-old. It's not a binding contract. I need to know how old somebody is to know that they can contract.
This is the plaintiff, Elizabeth O'Connor. She says she unknowingly rented her house out to the defendant and to high schoolers who were celebrating their graduation, and the monsters destroyed their once lovely place. There were beer cans all over the place. The door was bashed in, and these kids acted like pigs at a Trash the House festival. Bottom line, they want to teach the defendant and her unruly friends a lesson, and are going to hit them where it hurts by suing them for the $2,162.06 she's owed. This is the defendant, Alexis Ciccatelli. She says the plaintiff is grossly overreacting because she would never trash a house or allow anyone else to, for that matter. She left no beer cans around, cleaned everything before she left, and this lady's blowing everything out of proportion, seeking a big payday or something like that. She's accused of being a party animal.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
All right, guys, have a seat, please. Thank you.
It slays me when you...
How about that? Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Elizabeth O'Connor,
Yes.
you are suing Alexis... Wait, let me try to get it. Ciccatelli? Yes. And Rachel Hoppe. Who's Rachel Hoppe?
She's not here.
Okay, you have power of attorney for that. Who's Rachel Hoppe to you?
My cousin.
Your cousin. For $2,162.06 in damages that you say they did to your rental property. Tell me what happened.
Yes. We had rented our property through Flip
Where
Key.
is it?
It's on Cape Cod. It's in Harwich on Cape Cod.
Okay.
We bought it almost 6 years ago. Have put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. And we want people to enjoy themselves, but not perhaps as much as it would seem that this particular group did. So we left the day before they came. They came.
So you were there right before they came?
Yes. And I got a phone call from her mother, from
Whose mother?
Alexis's mother, sorry.
Okay.
I believe on Thursday. And she called me because Alexis reported that the glass of the storm door had been broken.
This is during the week tenancy.
This is during
the week tenancy.
week.
You think everything's fine. There's no problems coming up.
Correct.
All right. Then you get a call from her mother. How old did you think Alexis was?
I had no idea.
Because it was rented out through a website?
Through a website. It was my understanding, I think through word of mouth, I have to admit I'm not sure where I got this impression, is that you cannot ask any demographic questions of your proposed renter. So not age, race,
Why wouldn't you be able to ask the age? I don't want to rent to a 14-year-old. It's not a binding contract. I need to know how old somebody is to know that they can contract.
I know.
You're not 14, right? How old are you?
18.
She's 18.
18.
So she is of contractual age, would be my
She's of
understanding.
contractual age, but would you have rented to a bunch of 18-year-olds celebrating their high school graduation?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So actually, we have changed our contract going forward. We have put a minimum of 25 due to this experience. So, I mean, Alexis herself may be a great kid. She said that she had gotten sunburned and she was down for the count from Wednesday through Sunday when they left. Her mom did call when they had the damage to the storm door.
What happened to the storm door?
So we were going to the beach one
And
morning.
who's we?
I wasn't there, but it was the rest of the house was going to the beach.
Who's the rest of the Who are they?
These are my friends. They were with me.
Okay, how old are you? 18?
18.
How old are they?
18 and 19.
Everybody there is 18 and 19?
Yes.
Stand up. Come on over here. Stand next to it. They look really young to me. That person right there is not 18.
I know.
How old are you?
No, she
Seriously?
is. Yeah.
All right, darling. Why were you guys renting a house on Cape Cod? What was the celebration?
So we just graduated and
high school?
We kind of wanted to get
From high
together.
school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, from high school.
All right. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, they walked out and the storm door slammed behind them and it broke. I was told, and that's when I called.
Who was it who walked out and the storm door slammed behind
A
them?
couple of the guys were carrying one of the coolers to go to the beach. None of them are here with us. They're away
Okay.
at college. But they were walking out with the cooler and they let the door slam behind them and it slammed. And then I called my mom because I wasn't sure what to do. I know I wanted to call and tell her and let her know what happened. But I talked to my mom. She gives
mom
me
here?
advice. Yeah, she probably didn't want me to point her out, but she's over there in the purple shirt.
In the corner?
Yeah.
Wave, Mom.
So then it slammed, it broke. I was informed of it, called my mom, which we then got in contact with her because I wanted
And
to
that's
let her
when
know
you
right
got
away.
a call from a mom. What did you think? Oh my gosh.
Actually, I got the call from the mom, and I thought, boy, she sounds young. The mother sounded young.
The mother sounded young. Okay. Yay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
But on the other hand, they were being very responsible in trying to address
call
it
you.
right away.
All
So I said,
So you
calm
tell
down.
the mom, all right, just the window, don't worry about it. That'll probably, the security deposit will cover it. I'll get back to you. And then you go to see the house.
Right.
And according to you, what do you see?
We were stunned. There was lots of trash. There were some beer cans around the yard. We have
Beer
pictures
cans.
of,
How many beer cans did you find in the yard?
actually, he probably
2 or
found them more than
200?
me.
More like 40 or 50.
40 or 50
In-
beer
in
cans
the
on
yard?
the ground?
Not in the yard.
No,
just,
not in
No,
the
I'm
yard.
asking in the yard.
Oh, in the yard, 4 or 5. There was one on top of the water heater in the basement. So it was, every room was a surprise.
Okay. So go on.
Okay. So we thought that our refrigerator had been stolen. It's a small refrigerator that we kept for condiments, juice, things like that, for between renters for us.
I called the police thinking it had been stolen.
Right.
And I kept looking, and I eventually found it in a closet upstairs in one of the bedrooms. There was a dehumidifier.
They're all looking at each other trying to figure out who took the fridge. Which of you took the fridge?
We know who
You
took
did?
the fridge.
Step
No.
over to the microphone.
No,
Step
ma'am.
over to the microphone.
The guys took the fridge.
How many of the guys were there?
There's 4? 3.
4 guys, and
No,
they were
3.
staying in which
There's
room?
3 guys.
3 guys, and they were staying in which room?
In the room that there was
3
3
beds.
beds.
How many people did you have there?
10.
Oh, you did not. 10
We
is the
had
max
10.
that you're supposed to have under the contract. But there's not a soul in this room who thinks that at any point in your 7 days you only had 10 people.
Well, no, we had
so
friends come
now
up.
fess up and tell me for reals how many people actually slept there.
Nobody slept. No, we never had more than 10 people sleeping there.
Nobody slept?
No.
Nobody
Now you're saying something I believe. So, okay, go on. What else did you see that was wrong?
Dan went from room to room. There was a curtain that
Go
had
ahead,
been-
Dan, you tell me about it.
Well, we have a couple
So-
things here to look
Okay.
at.
What is that?
This is a recliner.
That was in
that we have
Sabrina and
pictures
Megan's room.
before.
So what happened there?
It was broken.
And
the frame's broken. I can't just glue
It's
this back.
really most sincerely dead.
Most
Yes.
sincerely.
Yes,
that's
and
right.
why did you bring this?
Because we think that they sat on it, and again, it's not a very expensive table.
I understand.
But it's, again, another room. And it
then
looks
we
like
can't
might
replace
sit
it.
on And then we have, again, a picture. I had to hunt for this.
What is that?
This is a cushion from a chair in our family room. And we went looking for it because it wasn't there. I have a picture of the cushion they put there, and I thought it was stolen again.
A cushion?
Yeah, well, it turns out it had red marks all over it. So it'd been kind of, we've had it
Where did you
It's hard
find
to
it?
see
in one of the closets. And again, it's the kind of thing where you go,
So the one side's okay, the other side has some like,
yeah, we had it cleaned already.
what kind of stains were those? Black marker?
No,
And-
red.
No.
Red marker.
Like fuchsia.
No, because sometimes when you take out the black, it looks red after the stain's gone.
I'm not a stain
It's not
person.
gone. But
And this is a picture of
apparently
the...
I am a stain person, so.
Yeah, maybe you're
What's
That's
this?
that's a picture of the before picture of the chair when it was intact.
Okay. So go on.
So
How old is that recliner? I know you call, what was it you call it? A mid-century something something?
Yeah, we went on eBay to find out they're currently being sold. How old is it?
$1,200.
It's from 1960s.
Right, but that's kind of, they're currently being sold kind of really expensive if they're like from one of the mid-century designers.
And that's what this is.
Well, who made that?
It's a
Milo
James.
Bauman.
So what's your answer to the chair?
Honestly, I didn't see it happen. I was told about it after, and we were told that
You were told about it by whom?
one of the girls that was staying in that room. She said that she put her luggage on it and it broke, but by looking at it.
I can believe that once or twice, but I can't just keep believing it's innocent and not neglect when over and over things get broken. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me, oh, the slam door, we used it as a regular door, it broke on its own. Oh, we used it as a regular chair, it broke on its own. Like at some point it starts to become ridiculous, What happened to the wall? What happened to the wall?
Somebody sat on it and it broke.
What do you think happened to the wall?
I think it's an older wall, and we thought initially maybe they were trying to jump to play basketball. I think one of the other surprises is when we actually talked to our neighbor, from whom we've had an affidavit sent. He lives in Toronto.
Okay, an affidavit means it's sworn. Is it sworn?
It
Yes.
is.
Okay, can I see it? Because the copy I saw wasn't, so I just want to see it.
But the slip and slide.
I, David Vanderbrug, observed the following events. Drinks were flowing. It was a real party scene during the day. People going in and out of the front door, up and down the stairs, in the garage relentlessly. Boombox on. Boombox. Do you guys even know what a boombox is?
The one that's on your shoulder, right?
Yeah, that's like in the old times, right? But you guys don't do that. You have like a Bose Mini, Bluetooth wireless thing. Your parents get. Okay. Boombox on. The drinks are flowing. I saw a lot of those red plastic beer cups in use. They even made a water slide extending from the formal front door down to the road's edge, laying out a long plastic sheet and rearranging the hoses to provide water. Do you guys do that? That was a great idea. All right, and plastic sheet rearranging the hoses to provide water. To their credit, the boom box was turned off by 11 p.m. daily. Okay. What is this a picture of? Broken frame window.
Yeah, the reason we had to replace the storm door was because the frame was missing. So that's just the door before it was broken. And then I found this frame for the window.
So the glass and the frame was off?
Yes.
Okay, $22.50 for marker on the cushion. Oh, because you attempted to clean it.
To the cleaners.
And then $558 for cushion cover replacement?
I have a letter from...
It wouldn't cost that, would it even cost that much to recover the couch? Because really, if you flip the, I know you're mad, but if you flip the cushion, you can't even see the marker, right? Because, as a judge, what I have to do, I get exactly what you're saying, okay? You don't want to come home to a place, it's your home, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this place, and then it appears that other people don't take care of it the way you wish that they would. And in all fairness, you guys, you are now entering adulthood. You can't break the door, you can't break the chair, you can't break the, I realize that there were a lot of people that are control, but man, you really took a risk putting it all under your name.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't predict any of this to happen at all. I didn't really think, I guess, too much into the consequences of it.
Right.
I don't understand.
I mean, what you want to do is everybody who's staying there should be ponying up some deposit. You know what I mean? That's how it should work.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. We are in front of the TMZ Hollywood Tour Bus in Los Angeles, kind of like blending the two things. And there are a lot of people here looking for celebrities. They're not going to find them here, I'll tell you that. If you rent a house out and you find out that the person wants to hold a high school graduation party, lean over for me. Would you do it?
No, that's a bad idea.
Why?
They're going to destroy your place.
Is that automatic? They're going to destroy your place?
Not necessarily. They could.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. If you say not necessarily, there's one thing I can say to you. Sucker. Going inside the courtroom.
All right. Here's what's going to happen, folks. Here's a shocker I'm finding in favor of the plaintiff. Okay? The question is how much, and here's how much. You can look at that and you can say, come on, this is a really old chair, it's junk, whatever else. That chair happens to be a chair that on the internet goes for $600. The storm door, I'm awarding them the complete amount. The table leg, that's a little bit of a stretch. I'm going to award you what you could get at a garage sale for it, because that's different than, you get what you get.
It's not fine furniture. I don't pretend that it is.
Gotcha. I'm awarding you $30 for the table. The marker on the cushion, you're certainly getting the dry cleaning bill. I hate to say this because I feel cruel, but flip the cushion. Because we all know that you're not going to pay $558 if you can flip the cushion. You know, how do you really know it wasn't there beforehand? All right, based on everything that I'm listening to, I am awarding you $1,378.50 in damages. That you already have $300, correct? Mm-hmm. So that's $1,078.50 in damages. Verdict for the plaintiff. Everybody else is going to have to get a summer job and pitch in.
I already do.
Thank you.
All right, so here they all come out from the defendant's side of things. Do the talking.
I mean, obviously things were broken in her house, and I'm happy that she does have some money to pay for it, but I'm glad that we don't have to pay the total of.
Well, they got almost half of what they sued for, something like that. It's one thing to be cute and young and having a great time, and that's great, right? But it's another thing to be irresponsible.
Yeah.
Definitely don't think we're irresponsible.
We're not, but kids are kids, and we all do stupid things.
In high school.
You're right.
So.
And/or
a good time.
And/or inconsiderate.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
No.
We didn't go in there with the intentions on trashing their home,
We got
no.
judged for being too young, and then they exaggerated a few things. So.
Okay. So you have any apologies for any of your behaviors here?
I'm sorry, so many things got broken, but it wasn't.
It wasn't my behavior that caused.
Are they going to
things
pay
get
for any of this
broken.
stuff?
Everybody's going to pay for it.
Okay. All right. Head right around the corner this way. Step on in here, and what do you think of the outcome here?
I'm satisfied. I know how these things work, and I think the judge tried to be as fair as she could.
All right. What in the world are you doing renting to a bunch of kids like that?
Never again. We have a new contract that says 25 and older. We were not ever aware that this could be done 18 years old. It was a surprise.
Ever met any 18-year-olds?
I've been one.
Yeah, weren't you? Were you ever one?
Certainly.
Once upon a time.
Right, so we understand, but my goodness.
Yeah.
Harvey?
Okay, just FYI, there's some talk about this in the case. You can absolutely ask how old people are who are going to be attending the event if you're going to rent your house out. There's just no doubt about that. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
This is the plaintiff, Barry Goodman. He says he runs a medical transport company, and he hired the defendant as a driver. Each driver is required to take a drug test, and if he works there for 90 days, the company pays for the cost of the test. The defendant was informed that if he didn't work the full 90 days, he would be required to pay for the test himself. A month later, the defendant claimed he had a heart attack. He never heard from him again, and is now suing him for the $130 he laid out for the drug test. This is the defendant, Tyron Mitchell. He says he never quit the job as a driver. The plaintiff hired him for the job, and then the guy fired him. The plaintiff never told him he'd have to pay for the drug tests if he was fired, which he was for having a heart attack. And he feels he owes this unscrupulous former employer nothing. He's accused of leaving too soon.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff hired the defendant to drive a truck which requires a drug test. Now, the plaintiff said to the defendant, you're going to pay for the test unless you work for 90 days, and he didn't. The defendant says there was never a deal about paying for a drug test, and besides, he had a heart attack, so the plaintiff is just cruel. It's a case of have a heart.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Leeway Transportation Incorporated, doing business as Choice Medical Transport. Mr. Goodman, you are the operations manager?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You are suing Tyron Mitchell for $130, the amount that the company paid for a physical and a drug test that, according to you, he's supposed to reimburse you for. What happened?
Yes, I lost my dad when I was 11 years old. And back in those days, old school was that a binding contract was simply a handshake, an agreement. But as we evolve to today, it doesn't work like that anymore. It takes a written contract to get, I guess, somebody to honor that and respect that. So I have a written contract here from the day before we hired Tyrone officially, that if he does not pay back for his drug test or for his medical up until 90 days he has to stay with us, and if he leaves us before 90 days, he'd be responsible for that obligation.
Okay, let me see.
So here's that contract.
Now, so you pay for the physical and the drug test
Yes.
originally. So it's if he doesn't stay with you past the 90 days that he has to reimburse you.
Up until 90 days, he has to stay with us. After that, for any reason, he quits or gets
If for
fired.
any reason he either quits or gets fired, it says,
In the 90 days.
he or she must reimburse Choice Medical Transport, all right?
So what happened is, Tyrone came to me one day and said, I have another job. He worked for us less than a month. I have another job, a catering job, and I'd like to go back to that. I like him. He's a good employee. There's no question about that. Tyrone transports dialysis and chemo patients, and there was no problem there. But leaving us would have been a problem because I'd be losing a good driver. So I said, well, we can work out part-time if you could do that. He said, yes, I could do that. And then we haven't heard from Tyrone. And then I kept calling, my dispatch kept calling, and several weeks later, I hear from my dispatch that he had a heart attack.
Oh. Did
That's
you have a
the
heart
first
attack?
Yes, I had a minor heart attack.
Were you in the hospital?
Yes.
What did they do because of it? Did they do anything?
They just gave me medication.
Okay. How long were you in the hospital?
I was in the hospital for a week.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. How are you feeling?
I'm okay now. I'm getting there. Still
All right.
recovering, but I'm getting there.
All right. So you hear that, and then what?
I immediately called, and I must have made at least a half dozen calls, A, to ask him how he was and how he was doing, and then to ask when would he be able to come back, if at all possible. I did find out that he was working at his other job as a caterer, where he helps or assists with a caterer, but not coming to us. So the next issue I got was that I can't come to you because my car was impounded, it's not working properly, and I have no way to get to work, but I have a way to get to my other job, but not to the job with our medical transport company. So several weeks went on.
How many weeks did you wait for him to come back?
Well, let's see. Hired 9/4, 10/2. He was his last day of work, less than a month. And then the termination date was not to 11/2. I like the gentleman. We had a discussion. He said, Barry, I promise you, I will call you tomorrow on a Tuesday. I will call you tomorrow, let you know what the disposition is with my car. And based on that, we can talk afterwards. Tuesday came, Tuesday went, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday came. I couldn't do it anymore.
No,
I called another call.
Hold on. Go ahead.
I called him again, no response. So on 11/2, I sent him a notice letting him know that, we're disappointed. I have the letter here.
Let me see it.
We're disappointed with him. And that a no call, no show would mean that he'd be responsible for the other part, other than his uniform, the legal action of paying back the $130, and I would even work out payment schedule. Again, did not call us back when he received the letter. I went to small claims court and filed an action against
For the
Tyrone.
130.
Yep.
It's not a lot of money.
You're right. It's not going to make our company rich. It's called the principal. Again, I'm not young anymore, Your Honor.
Neither am I.
Okay. But I'm a little older.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, and based on and based on that, I'm still like my dad left me with when I was 11 when I lost him, and he died from a heart attack, so I'm sensitive to heart attacks of the people. I give people opportunities to work it out, and I'm not flexible. No, it's not. If it was a dime, I would still be here today. You made a commitment.
Hello?
How are you?
I'm good. So, why don't you explain to all of us, under these circumstances, that first I'm going to hand you this.
I don't need it. I have a copy.
You don't need it. You remember.
Yeah.
All right. So why is it that you have not abided by what you agreed to abide by?
All right. First of all, when the incident happened.
Are you working, by the way?
Yeah, I'm working
When did
now.
you start working at the catering job?
About a week after I got out the hospital. Before I started that job, when I started working for them, it was initially supposed to be part-time. I was supposed to get a position as a bus driver, which never came through. So I ended up working for him full-time. Now, everything that he told me at the beginning, his whole spiel.
So what? Then you could turn around and walk away, but you didn't. You stuck around there.
I didn't just walk away. He's saying I didn't call. When I was in the hospital.
Wait a minute, hold on. Are you saying that before you took your physical or after? When did they say, well, we can hire you as a day full time? When did they say that?
I started working before I took the physical. I was working actually.
And what were you doing before you took the physical? What were you doing as a job for them?
I was in training.
Training for
pretty
what?
much for a couple of days to be a driver.
To be what kind of driver?
Med transport.
Okay, exactly what you ended up doing.
Yes.
Okay, so before you took the physical,
right.
You knew that you were doing something that may not have been the thing you guys talked about before. So, then you sign this and you take the physical, and then you don't work for them for past 30 days, even though you're promising to go back. But we all know you can work because you're working somewhere else. So it's simple. Why don't you just abide by what you signed?
So, is this defendant on the hook for the drug test? Going way back here.
Yeah.
Why?
So, because that was the contract, right? I mean.
Well, that was the contract. Does it matter to you that the guy had a heart attack going over here? Does it matter he had a heart?
Well, if it's not specifically in the contract that if it's a heart attack, health, weather, whatever.
Tough luck.
Yeah, tough luck.
Wow, a heart attack is like weather to you? Wow. Ha! Going inside the courtroom.
What you signed actually says quits or gets fired. So why is it that you have not reimbursed them? Why haven't you done what you were supposed to do?
Because he didn't terminate me until he sent that letter. That's when I found out I was terminated.
So now he found out you were terminated. Nobody asked you to pay before you were terminated. Once you were terminated and they said you owe us $130 pursuant to this, then why didn't you pay it?
I didn't say I didn't have to pay it.
Oh, do you think you have to pay it?
No, I don't think I have to pay it.
You just said you didn't have to pay it.
No, I don't think I have to pay it because technically I wasn't terminated and I didn't quit. I had issues with my vehicle.
You were neither fired nor quit?
Definitely. If you look at that paper, he even wrote a statement.
It says quit or got fired.
No, I'm talking about the other paper he handed you about when he sent me in the mail that's saying I was terminated.
Yeah.
On the side, he even said he kept my uniforms to the side in the drawer because.
What, did you retire your jersey?
I wasn't terminated until he sent me that.
Okay, so then once you were terminated, then were you terminated?
Yeah.
Okay, so then once you were terminated, did you have to pay $130?
I called him to tell him that I would make arrangements to pay him.
Okay, and then what happened? Because all that was in October of last year.
But I've been working.
Oh, good. So you have the money to pay the $130.
Yeah. Yes.
So why haven't you?
Because, like I said, when I notified him to make the arrangement to pay, I found out that he was suing me. So I just said, you know what?
Oh, you know what happens? Like if the guy's suing you, then you can just pay, and then all of a sudden you don't have to go to court anymore. You talk to him, you work it out, you be decent about it, and you pay the money.
Yeah, but
so what's your defense? Wait, so what is your defense? Then you have no defense?
No, I have a defense.
What is the defense? Because you just said, I never said I wouldn't pay. When I was making arrangements to pay, I found out he was suing me. So what's your defense?
All right, my defense is this. He said I was terminated because of no call, no show. I have proof that I called him.
Okay.
So
I have
no
one
call,
question.
no show, that doesn't make sense to me.
You're arguing why you got terminated. I'm asking you, did you get terminated?
Eventually.
Pay the $130. Do the right thing. Yeah, pick it out of your wallet and put it into their wallet. Just because they're a company doesn't mean that you can do the wrong thing. You still got to do the right thing, okay? Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, the defendant's left shaking his head there when that ruling came down. What were you thinking?
Nothing. It's what it is. I'm glad to be done with it. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, why didn't you just pay it and avoid the whole thing?
Because, like I said, he actually told me he would give me time to, deal with the situation with my vehicle, then I would get back to him when I could start working.
All right, so you got a job, you got a better job now?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good now.
What are you doing?
I'm cooking.
All right.
It's over. Yeah, I'm a chef, so hey, I do what I do.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right. There goes the chef. What's your reaction on this outcome here?
Well, justice was served. There was no question about that. But like I said, I'm from the old school. A contract is a binding agreement when you shake hands. In this case, we were very fortunate that we had something in writing. The gentleman that we complained about is not telling you the total truth. So we have no choice. And yes, I am sensitive to heart attacks, but that didn't stop him from working. He chose what job he's going to take. And we lost a good employee, but justice was served, and we thank Your Honor.
Harvey.
Okay, I got to tell you something. This is a perfect example of a case where, the guy is saying he either quit or he got fired. It's one or the other. This is a perfect example of a case where the person who looks like they deserve sympathy doesn't. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case of the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Florence. She says she was driving her Volkswagen Passat with her 3 kids, and out of nowhere, the defendant slammed into her car. She was so scared after the impact, she was shaking. Both her driver's side doors don't open. The defendant was 100% at fault for hitting her, and she's just thankful no one was hurt. Bottom line, she has damages worth $2,000 and is suing for just that today. This is the defendant, Joendrick Fernandez. He says the plaintiff passed a stopped car in traffic, accelerated at the wrong time, and tore his bumper off with the driver's side of her car. The plaintiff was the one who hit him, and he can't believe she has the unmitigated gall to sue him when the accident was 100% her fault. He's accused of causing a wreck.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant slammed into her VW, but the defendant says the plaintiff caused the crash and tore his bumper off. It's the case of bumper. He hardly knew her.
Okay, Florence?
Yes.
You asked to be called only Florence?
Yes.
You are suing Joendrick Fernandez?
Yes.
For $2,000 it costs to repair your 2006 Volkswagen Passat. And according to you, the accident is her fault, not your fault. Tell me what happened.
Yes, it was a sunny day. I was picking up my kids from school. So I was driving.
On a Sunday?
Sunny day.
Oh, a sunny day. Gotcha.
Yes. So I was driving on the right side on the 2-lane road on South Orange.
Okay. Can you come on over to the board and show me, like, pick a car to be you and go all the way to the board. Okay.
So this is my car?
Sure.
Going like this. Minding my business, and all of a sudden, the defendant's car just hit me.
Where did the car hit you?
Right by the driver's side, right here.
Okay, where was he going? Was he going to cross that lane?
I don't know where he was going. Maybe he wants to turn or go straight. I don't know which one.
You don't even know?
I don't know.
Okay. Was there traffic in the other lane that you were not in, the other lane going the same direction as you were going?
There was no traffic. It was straight.
What? No, my question is, was there traffic here? Was there a car there?
Yeah, I believe there's a bus here.
A bus?
Yeah, a school bus.
Okay.
Maybe the bus was trying to turn to south. After the accident, that's when I noticed the bus just stood there.
Do you have pictures of the damage to your car?
Yes.
Let me see them.
Thank you.
What happened when you got out of the car?
When I couldn't get out, so my son was in the car, so he got up and was able to push it out through the...
Okay, did you two talk?
Yes, we did. I called the cops.
Right. And?
And when I called the cops, what they told me on the phone was, anybody injured? I said, no, we're all fine. So they said we just have to exchange IDs and go straight to the station.
So then you went to the police station and you filled out a report saying your version of how it happened.
Yes.
Now you say it happened differently, correct?
Yes.
Come on up and you are the blue and white car, she is the blue car.
So, this was actually a Ford Explorer. Had to be between 97 to 201. I'm over here.
Okay.
I was passing by this lane right here was like completely packed. It had traffic on this side.
Okay, what kind of intersection is this? Is there a light there, a traffic light?
There's stop signs.
Okay. In fact, we have a video of the intersection. So it's 2 lanes, it's 4 lanes this way, right? And 2 lanes this way.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You have a stop sign. They don't have any stop sign.
No.
Right,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, go ahead.
She stopped for me and she flickered on her lights so I can pass. I was driving and.
So what do? You're just kind of blocking the box to wait for each person to give you a chance to pass?
I mean, there was this light over here. This is a stop. These all had stop signs. Over here was lights.
When you say these, the only people with stop signs
is here.
That's
and
correct.
Here.
Right. Okay. So this street has stop signs.
Yes.
Then this car, there's backed up traffic here.
Yes.
Okay, so this car doesn't want to block the box. They want to give you a chance to go.
Exactly.
So this car flicks its lights and you start to go.
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't really see much, but between the cars that were here and the Explorer, I kind of saw.
If you saw her, why did you have an accident?
Because I assumed that she was going to stop.
Why would she have to stop? She doesn't have a stop sign.
Because the person stopped for me.
That's very nice, but there's 2 lanes of traffic here. If you're here, you can't see through this car to even see if there's a car here. So what you're doing is what we call, do you speak Spanish?
Yes.
And go avisa. Right? Well, I don't know if I can go, but the crash will let me know soon enough, you know? I mean, that's what you were doing because you can't see, because there's all this traffic and you want to get to the other side. Where were you heading? That way?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, all right, so what's your version? You kind of, but I can't really see, but I have x-ray vision and I saw her. And this is what she did, Judge, believe me, because I saw the whole thing, but even though I saw the whole thing, I didn't brake. Okay, go ahead. Okay. I'm listening.
So, I had my baby. I was coming from...
You had your baby?
No, baby brother.
Oh, John, the heck with them. How old's your baby brother?
He's 4 years old.
4 years old?
4 years old. And I was picking him up from his school.
Uh-huh.
And I was on my way to my house. So when I have my baby brothers, I'm like really precautious with them. Like
Are you?
Definitely. I barely drive. I don't drive. I'm not trying to say I drive like a maniac because I don't. But I am saying that I drive like with more precaution.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
18.
Yes.
How many tickets have you gotten?
I've gotten two. So,
were you going to say 20?
I was going to say twice.
Twice. What were the tickets for?
One was for speeding because I was late for graduation. And the other one was just a meter ticket.
Okay.
So I passed by. I was going no more, no less than 5 miles per hour. When she went around and then left, she did not end like that. No, this is how she left it before.
Okay, but sweetheart, are you listening? Look at what you did. Put the cars where they have to be. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Do your thing.
She went around and took my car, ended up all the way down here.
Okay, there's a crash like this. Is the person who has the stop sign automatically responsible?
Unfortunately so. The other guy had the right of way, so it's...
Is that right, no matter what the excuse is?
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think there's any excuse for it.
Even the guy like speeds up, does whatever?
Yep, I don't think so.
No? Okay, going inside the courtroom.
So, does she have a stop sign?
No.
So what does she do wrong?
She, if someone stopped for me, why?
How does she know someone stopped for you? She has no idea.
He didn't move.
It doesn't matter that he didn't move. First of all, you didn't see her behind that car. But let's assume for a moment that you did see her behind that car. How do you know that she saw you crossing after? You're the guy who has to wait until it's incredibly inconvenient for you. You have to wait. You just have to keep waiting. But not you. You got a 4-year-old in the car and you're crossing. Stop sign? No stop sign. You get it?
Yes.
Stop sign? No stop sign. How would this ever be her fault? Did you see him and you thought he was going to stop?
You want me to step back?
Yeah, go ahead. Go back. Did you see him and you thought he was going to stop?
I didn't see him.
Did you come from behind whatever, whether that was an Explorer or a yellow school bus? Did you come from behind it or were you always in the other lane?
I was in the other lane.
How long had you been in the other lane?
It was a freeway. There was no traffic. I was just coming.
How had you moved from one lane to the other?
No.
Let me see the estimate for the repair to your car. Was your car damaged also?
My car had both the reinforcement and the bumper cover completely taken off.
Did you have the car fixed?
No.
Do you have any other estimates besides this one?
No.
Question: why are you suing for $2,000? The estimate's $2,275. Why aren't you suing for the estimate?
Yeah, it's later on. The guy said if I don't fix, after he wrote that, He said if I don't fix the bumper, the door will not be open. Will not open.
Oh, when you filed the lawsuit?
Right.
How did you know it was going to be $2,000?
He told me like.
The same guy?
Yes.
Okay. And it's the same. It's a driver's side bumper he's talking about. Yeah. Okay. I find I'm amending your pleadings to conform to the evidence based on what you've explained, and I find in your favor in the amount of the $2,275 that it's going to cost you to get your car fixed. Verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, so here comes the defendant out here. You got the 2 tickets, and now you got a loss on you in court. What's your feeling on this outcome here?
I don't know how I'm going to pay that because minimum wage at McDonald's in Jersey, it's not enough to pay. I'm going to have to work like
2 jobs.
2 jobs and overnight and all that.
Okay, you have to be more careful on the roads too. Who had the right of way in this scenario? Between your car and her car, who had the right of way?
If I was given the opportunity to proceed, then, I mean...
Are you going to say you had the right of way?
Yeah, because I'm
wrong. She had the right of way because she had no stop sign and she had the right of way. It's up to you to be extra careful in that situation, and you just weren't careful enough, apparently. So, good thing no one was hurt.
All right.
Okay. All right. Head right down this way. All right, so step on in here and... All right, so you win your case. Who had the right of way in that scenario?
I have the right of way.
That's right. Harvey?
You know, this is slam dunk. When somebody has a stop sign, they have to make sure that the intersection is clear before they enter. People have a propensity for making bonehead moves, and bottom line, if you have a stop sign, you have to anticipate that.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.